You know, I would say I knew this was coming, but before they announced this last month, I swear to God I did not think they would even try. But TLC, the oh, you think that's messed up? Look at this. Learning Channel has debuted episode 1, 2, and 3 of Milf Manor Season 2. And if you watched my video on the Season 1 finale, you may remember this tidbit from the Season 2 trailer. I saw a commercial for Season 2 on one of the TVs at the gym, and they said something along the lines of, "The twist is even more twisted." What the hell does that mean? And yeah, what the hell does that mean? Well, today we're gonna find out. Hopefully, which may or may not be something we regret. So far, all we know is Season 1 was a group of moms looking to find love on an island retreat, who are then shocked, understandably, to find out the dating pool is solely comprised of their sons. All we know about this season so far is moms looking for love. That's it. For now. I was just going to cover episode 1, and then that took a little bit longer in my usual fashion, so I thought I should just cover episode 2. And episode 3 is literally just going to be out like right before this is posted. So we're just going to be covering episode 1 and 2. With all of that being said, let's just jump into Milf Manor Season 2, episode 1 and 2, airing on TLC, streaming on Philo, and Fubo, and DirecTV Stream, and HBO Max, now just Max. Right off the bat, major course correction here with what I'm guessing was them realizing they spent an outrageous amount of money on renting that island villa last season, and now they're like, how about a lake house in Wisconsin?
My name's Jamie, I'm 51 years old, and I'm from Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Man, I can already tell I'm gonna have to make a second poster board with all of their faces and names. Luckily, when I bought the first poster board, it came in a pack of 3, so we are unfortunately set for the next 2 years.
Having 2 divorces with 3 children, there is trauma there.
You know, with 2 divorces and 3 kids, there's a lot of trauma there, so I thought TLC can't do much worse.
I'm open to all age ranges, but I prefer someone who is educated.
Like a moth to a flame, she got sucked into the tractor beam pole that is the Milf Manor open bar. She was like, come to mama.
Cheers, bring it on. So now I am ready to find the person that I believe deserves me and deserves my love. Falling in love in Canada is something that I never expected in my wildest dreams.
Okay, so apparently this is in Canada and not Wisconsin, so take that as you will.
My name is Barbie. I'm 45 years old. I'm looking for the coochie tingles. Men get the bonies, and girls get the coochie tingles. I hate myself right now so much.
Oh, you just wait until you find out how the other show went.
Oh, you look so beautiful.
So do you.
I like that we all did a little bit of color so far.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, you look so good. You're gonna have to teach me what you're doing for your arm workout. She caught me checking her out, and she said, thanks. She gave me one of those.
Highly doubt this is going to happen, but I would love it if they just threw a wild card in and just threw in one of the moms from the last season. Like, hey, let's try this shit again.
I feel like I had a great sexual life in my 20s and my 30s, but as I've gotten older, there needs to be now this connection with it being emotional and mental.
Once again, they make all the introductions and stories about these women very serious and sincere. Like, yeah, I'm just at the point in my life where I want to get serious and settle down and find the right person. Well, honey,
You've got a big storm coming.
People my age are like, they're jaded, they're tired, and they smell. I don't look my age, I don't act my age, and I don't smell like an old person, and I definitely don't want my man to smell like an old person either.
Alright, she really keeps going on about this whole smelling bad or smelling like an old person thing. Like, I'm just starting to think she exclusively hangs out around filthy people.
I'm from the hood, so when I go home, I know how to put that hood face on.
Tell us about how many children you have.
Tell us about your hood.
I have 3 boys, and I recently lost a child 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So sorry about that.
I'm so sorry.
So I feel like this is a blessing for me to be here, and this is another one of his requests from God, like, bless my mommy, you know, let's do this for her. So that's the way I like to think about it.
Once again, anytime God is mentioned on this show, I wince, because God has got nothing to do with this operation.
So what do you do?
I own a small marketing agency called The Marketing Boutique. Prior to that, let's just call it what it is. I was a stripper, okay?
Wow.
Did you know the dancer? No regrets.
What's that?
show you later. Do you want to see my trick? Meet me. Meet me.
So I'm like 99% sure the twist is going to be their sons, mainly because that was last season, so it makes sense. But if the twist is more twisted, I honestly don't know. Like, they might pull one over on me here, especially because it sounds like they know they're on Milf Manor.
I hope with this experience, we do meet some hotties, but I hope they're not like our sons.
And if they knew any about the show before, and then still decided, yeah, that sounds fun and not like the worst experience I can fathom, then I have lost hope. But I will be furious if there is no twist is even more twisted before, because then I have been bamboozled, and they have pulled one over on old James.
Oh my God, I got a text. And of course, I don't have my readers.
There we go. We got our host from season 1 making a return. Phone.
Attention daters.
Also, what if one of them, like, forgot their phone in the car, and they're all just sitting there hanging around, like, waiting for something to happen, and that phone is blowing up in the back seat?
Look towards the lake. Men are arriving now.
For a second, I thought this was going to be like that show F-Boy Island, where I think it was in the promos, it was just all the guys walking up onto the beach like Terminators.
My name is Chris. I am from Owensboro, Kentucky, 27 years old. I'm an MMA fighter and a model.
I'm starting to lean into them not being the sons because we have seen no interaction or reaction from any of them that indicates that. So, what the fuck is the twist?
I'm definitely here to find love, and I'm here to find a best friend, so I'm really looking for someone who's sort of on the same wavelength.
Also, this guy is British, but none of the moms are British, and as we all know, the accent is passed down by genetics. Imagine though, like, them not being related wasn't an intentional thing, and the showrunners are off camera like, fuck, oh, shit. Now, you guys may be thinking, damn, you kinda got that shit on. And I do. It's my new merch. Finally, I decided to drop merch, and dare I say, kinda went off. Live now at chrisjames.shop, you can pick up the Chris James hat as well as the Chris James Diner collection with a black crew neck and 3 t-shirts. I'm super happy with how it all came out. I worked with a super talented artist on it. I went with the comfort colored t-shirts, which are my favorite t-shirts. I really wanted to make something I thought looked cool and that people would maybe want to wear and not just a shirt that said Chris James on it. So I really do hope you guys go check those out. And if you do, let me know. Tag me in a photo of you wearing it on Instagram, Twitter, wherever, and I will repost it. But with that all out of the way, let's get back to Milf Manor. It is then revealed that there are 6 moms and 5 guys.
Did you guys forget one on the boat?
If that is the twist, I'm going to throw on Deadliest Warrior instead.
What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm a whiskey kind of guy.
Okay.
Of course you are, you fuck.
You guys are probably one of the 2 most beautiful people here.
Alright, I think this is going to be our Jose of season 2, and he's just going to be telling every woman he talks to, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen.
You have beautiful eyes, Barbie.
Everyone
has beautiful eyes.
So, what brings you to Milf Manor?
I want more Instagram followers, that's pretty much it.
I do love older women. I love their maturity. I love their drive in bed. They know what they're doing.
I love older women. You know, I love their maturity. I love their drive in the bedroom. They really know what they're doing, which is nice because I don't.
Can we get a selfie?
Come on this way.
There is no way this guy isn't 40 years old taking a landscape photo on his phone.
If anybody's a chef, I'll take salmon.
Where's the garbage? What? Oh, I'm a chef, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Are you really?
I was not exaggerating. This guy really is telling every single person exactly what they want to hear.
Real fee.
Real fee. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
It's like, what, MILF?
Oh, I got it. Room I'd like to
What the fuck? Who thinks of this shit? So with still the only twist seemingly being the uneven number of people, I guess we're moving on to the first challenge. If you remember the first challenge of last season, it was not pleasant to say the least.
The moms get a blindfold and you have to go up and touch all of the young men and figure out by touching their chests and abs and shoulders which one is their son.
This first challenge here is, well, better given that they are not their sons, but still not an easy watch.
Each pair will work together to fill a giant jar of milk maple syrup. Partners will have to pour the maple syrup onto each other's bodies and then move across the lane to transfer the syrup into their respective containers.
How is this not going to take like 45 minutes? Who came up with this shit? Not just that this challenge doesn't make any sense, it doesn't, but also, no matter what, this is gonna take forever. That is maple syrup. And it even looks like it kind of hurts a little too. Like, these guys are getting borderline waxed by syrup.
We're getting off to a slow start over there, guys.
I am having a delicious time. Jacob's make-believe went from to
That's cool. Please don't show us. Now, a way that they're working with the uneven number of people here is having one of the moms, Barbie, be the host, and kind of being the whole ringleader. As you may have guessed, not a highly involved gig.
Come on now. All right.
That's right, guys. Keep going. Good job. Keep at it. That's you're doing so good. Do you guys have something else I can do? I'll go wipe down the bar or something.
No, just your nose.
Tasty?
What the seriously, Barbie? Come on, girl.
This is one of those take a step back moments, like Barbie overstepping here or not. You are covered in maple syrup on a TLC dating show, so don't be like, come on, Barbie, have some respect. And I don't even think she's trying to start shit or flirt here. I think she's just fucking bored.
Barbie is bopping around, licking people, acting wild, but I don't feel threatened by no woman, so I'm not paying attention to her.
I think this is like the 5th time she said that she's not intimidated by any of the women here, which, like, there's a certain amount of times you can say that you're not intimidated by them before it kind of starts to sound like you might be a little bit.
Oh, hope that tastes good.
This is so fucking gross. I will say this is reminiscent of that first season challenge, except they were like, okay, how can we make this even grosser and stickier and not easily washed off after 3 showers?
You guys did an amazing job.
Now they're gonna dump all that into the lake and possibly throw off an entire ecosystem.
Congratulations.
I don't know why it feels so much grosser actually seeing the jug sitting there filled with syrup. It really kind of just puts the whole thing into perspective.
Crystal and Chris, you won the challenge and the first date.
Depending on the demand for season 2, I don't know how many of these I'm gonna make, but you can be damn sure I will make a joke every time they say Chris's name. Because that's my name.
Barbie, because you did such a great job hosting, you also get to ask somebody on a date.
Barbie, we've decided since you did so good with that challenge, and the fact you're not covered in sticky syrup, we're gonna give you the text.
Barbie didn't even have to do the challenge that we had to do, and she gets to go on the date. Totally not fair.
This is Milf Manor, alright? Who gives a shit on Milf Manor about anything? Now, after winning that challenge, which, looking at the jugs being hardly filled, I feel like the difference is so negligible, I don't even know how they decided who the winner was. They're gonna be going out and getting some drinks, getting to know each other.
I have some food menus for you to have a look at. Can I start you off with something to drink?
Oh, thank you. Do you think maybe we can get some fucking chairs?
Yes,
I
please.
forgot my readers.
Alright, Barbie, you have forgotten your readers a concerning amount of times. Can you read?
Who were you attracted to?
Well, I think you were one of the first people to walk in.
The first.
Yeah, you were the
so
first.
you
were
were
the first
already
one.
like, swing.
Oh, that's sick, Barbie. What did you think about me though? Like, because we're on the date together, you and me, not him.
So I'm curious to know who you guys were attracted to at the house when you guys first met us.
I'm gonna say, if I'm being honest, I have my eye on Barbie. I love the green. I'm gonna say I love the ink. But then,
I know Crystal's just sitting there like, what the fuck am I even doing here? So that little drink date could have gone better. Not for Barbie and Chris. They seem to both hit it off shockingly well, despite the fact that they were on dates with other people. Crystal and Jacob, well, they were there.
Wow.
You guys wouldn't believe what I just found. Booze! Nice to know they're still keeping up with the trend of being consistently intoxicated the entire run of the show.
What is this?
You wanna go in the hot tub?
Yo, what's up?
I'm comfortable with anything from like 23 to like 65.
Okay, so Joey has a type. That is most women on the planet.
Have you ever had your butt bitten?
Okay.
No.
Would you let me bite your butt?
Okay, so I don't know if he's referring to her getting her ass ate and just said it hilariously wrong, or if he means like actually taking a bite out of her ass.
I just think you have a biteable butt.
She looks genuinely concerned here, like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Why did I invite you to the hot tub? Maybe he did mean eating ass, slipped up saying biting butts, and then just decided to double down. He's like, no, yeah, take a bite out of your butt. Of course that's what I fucking meant. Not an idiot.
I'm showing you off.
Okay.
See, just a little nudge. Nothing crazy.
So almost 45 minutes in and still no big surprise twist. I am so afraid. Not just normally at any given point of the show, which I am, but I am more afraid that I have been hoodwinked by thinking this show is going to be worse and better for a video.
Are we vibing?
We're vibing.
Are you getting a boner?
Are we vibing right now? I think we're vibing. Do you have a boner? Now I do.
When is the last time you've been in love?
If you ask me, I fell in love with fighting.
Okay, come on. I've ended relationships with women because I love fighting. Fighting isn't like a sport? Now that we're on the tail end of this episode, we finally get a glimmer of hope with this coming up transition, which makes me think we're finally going to see the twist. Wish we didn't have to wait so long to see it, but beggars can't be choosers. Because if we could, we would just watch something else.
You know, Christina, I had a dream about you.
What was it?
I bit your butt again.
You did what? Also, how fucking tall is Chris? Look at the shot of all of them standing around. Is he 7 feet tall?
I'm hoping that Chris doesn't try and connect with Barbie. Obviously, he's a good-looking guy. He's a lot taller than me as well, but I mean, I'm definitely not fazed by that.
I'm really hoping that Chris doesn't try to connect with Barbie because he looks like fucking God. Also, now that it's obvious that the guys aren't related to the women, like they're not their moms, I might have to put my application in for season 3.
I'm like very comfortable around you guys.
Yeah. Would it be different if we were all around your age?
I think it's honestly, in a way, better. People are helping in the kitchen. Like, never would have happened if they were our age.
Oh yeah, no, totally. You guys just like that we're basically like your moms in a way. Okay, I'm starting to think that Jeep paid for this lake house. So now some new men are showing up. And my first thought was, oh, maybe the twist is the mom's sons are going to be here, and it's going to be like season 1 except with these other guys. But the bald spots are telling me that that is not the case.
Guys! It's my dad.
Oh my God, it's my dad.
That's my dad. That's my dad.
Holy shit. I am genuinely surprised. I think that lives up to the twist. That's a good twist. Finding out it's the dads even threw me for a loop because once I knew it wasn't the sons, I was like, okay, that's the bald spots. I thought maybe it was going to be their ex-husbands and that was going to throw some things off. But this is worse, but hilarious. Also, I love one of them being on crutches. Like, fuck, what a shit time for me to break my leg. If there's one thing I despise most, it's giving credit where credit is due. To TLC especially. But I gotta say, this dynamic is this is a good dynamic for a reality show. This isn't nearly as sickening. Because of course the moms are gonna be all flustered when they hang out with these young guys for a night, but they quickly snap out of it when they see a bunch of silver foxes show up.
Oh my God, they are handsome.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm actually attracted to men my own age.
I need another drink.
Okay, what's new? So now we're gonna move on to episode 2, and I think also one of the main reasons it's better to just cover episode 2 is because I think it's better to actually see the dads and everyone interact and get like a full episode of that.
On the crutches. That's my son. I'm coming up the stairs. You're broken.
What if one of the dad and sons come together and the son's just like, Dad? I haven't seen you in 10 years. And it's just super fucking awkward.
I swear, Joe, I was so happy to see you. I was like, yeah, did you feel the same way? 100%.
Hey, son, how's it going? It's going good, Dad. Nice to see you. Yeah, you didn't try to bite anyone's butt, did you? What? No? One? Also, kind of like the point I made before, what if one of the dynamics here is like the dad and the son are just not on good terms and fucking hate each other?
Not in a million years would I ever expect to see my dad walk through that door. I separated myself from my dad years ago because it was a very toxic relationship. We haven't spoken in years, so I've never felt this awkward in my entire life.
Oh my God, no, I was joking. This is such a horrible idea and a horrible way to tackle their situation.
Okay, if I could have everybody's attention, you're gonna want to hear this.
What if when one of the dads gets the text, it's just like, hey guys, I got a text.
Jacob,
Your father, Ashley, is here.
Yep.
Miles' dad is Stacy. Anthony is Joey's dad. Darren is Sam's father. And Michael and Christopher are our final father and son.
Okay, with all of these people, I'm going to need a bigger board. It's a good thing I have two.
So what happened to your leg?
Day before yesterday, fell and fractured my right where the femur joins in with the hip.
Not a strong start showing up as an older man saying you fell and broke your hip.
I would love to have that partner in crime for the next 20, 30 years, however long, I can stay on this world.
So now with some time of everybody getting to know each other, this time with the dads, you're gonna start to see what I was talking about with the moms being way more attracted to the dads. And the sons are starting to get worried. They're like, man, we all have rich and handsome fathers. This is not looking good for us.
Hey guys, I've got a message.
Okay, let's see. Dads.
Miles and I haven't seen each other or even had time to talk to each other. And it seems like forever and a day, and we're basically moving in the same room together.
I do love my dad. I wish we could be closer, but it's a lot. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, like I said, maybe this just isn't the best way for us to go about rekindling your relationship. So now as we move into the first challenge, I would much rather see something other than what they're going to do. Because they're going to do some Milf Manor kind of like sexy, weird challenge. But what I would really like to see is one that really puts them to a test. I want to see the dad and sons have to like move a couch together and it not turn into a screaming match. The dads are about to do some gnarly shit. They are taking just straight vodka shots right now.
It's obvious that Barbie was a stripper because she likes to get all of the attention. Why should I care?
I don't know, because you keep reminding us that you don't care. So this first challenge involving the dads and the sons is basically they're going to have to do a striptease competition. Dads versus sons. And whichever group wins gets to take the moms out on a group date, and the others have to just stay home and hang out with each other, and I can only assume polish off that bottle of Tito's.
The idea of seducing women in front of my dad is definitely, I think it's a taboo thing for anyone, right?
Yeah, you've got your mother to think about as well.
No, that's season 1. We've already covered that.
We're gonna be laid back, and we're not trying to drop anything too hot.
And we're not trying to drop anything too hot because, well, we couldn't if we wanted to because that guy's on fucking crutches. I really feel like he's sabotaging this entire thing. So now we move on to the striptease, and the dads and the sons, they go at it, and it's pretty obvious that the dads end up winning. The guys, the young ones, they suck at this. The dads, they really are shifting this dynamic because now the women, they have options. Because now the moms are just like, would you say your dad sells private jets? Okay, and you said Foot Locker. Okay, okay. So now, like I said, dads won, they get to take the moms out on a group date, and the guys have to sit home and just talk, I guess. So the dads take the moms out, they're having a good time, they're dancing, staring at each other's tits, and then Crystal apparently has a problem with Barbie grinding up on Darren. I have Darren written down as Darren with crutches on my notes, who apparently she's had her eye on, but I thought she was interested in Stacy because they're from the same area, like they had that in common. I don't know, my notes are gonna be pretty fucking extensive of this season. What makes more sense here is that they're trying to really stir up the pot with Crystal and Barbie and manufacture this drama because, like I said, I've heard nothing about her wanting Darren up until this point.
Seeing Crystal act this way triggered me a little bit because I had told myself that I was not going to make the same mistakes that I typically do, which is find the girl with the most drama. But then again, Crystal and Barbie are so hot.
Damn, he's got a little bit of fuckboy in him. He's like, man, Crystal and Barbie are so fucking hot. Then we finally get some confrontation from Barbie and Crystal, and Barbie basically is like, hey, I feel like you don't like me because I'm a stripper. And then Crystal's like, no, I don't dislike you because you're a stripper. I've met way worse people, which, God.
I'm friends with women that are much worse than you.
Okay. Much worse than me.
Well,
There
I
it
mean,
is.
for real.
Much worse than
Okay,
me.
so what? For real.
But yeah, basically Crystal's actually mad at Barbie because of who she's picking, which, like, at this point, it is too early for you guys to be, like, picking your guy. Not to take sides with Barbie, because I think everyone on the show is annoying. All the time. But that conversation does not go well, and Barbie goes inside, and she makes this fucking guy get up, and I know he's like, God damn it, my leg hurts so much. And while this is unfolding, I just imagine the guys are at home, hanging out playing ping pong.
Seeing women fight like this is not unattractive. This is the type of women that I always go for.
All right, maybe Darren, that's something you need to figure out.
Girl, you got a problem. Get out of your face. Bye.
I can only move so fucking fast.
I don't think that Barbie and Crystal are necessarily acting like the most mature, refined women right now, and I do see how it could potentially give the rest of us a bad rap.
Yeah, what she said, because don't you know this is Milf Manor? They don't need to be going around acting like a fool on Milf Manor. So far, I don't like anyone at all. And apparently the episode ends there with a teaser of Barbie moving out. Like, that was fast. So now this show might be worth taking another look at, now that they've introduced the cast of Expendables 3. Not sure what the demand for more of this show is. From my last few videos on Season 1, it was quite apparent. Not a lot of you guys want more, but who knows, with it being a new season, and not a show that wrapped up over a year ago. Let me know what you guys think and if you want more. With that being said, I appreciate you guys watching and sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a like rating down below, comment, share with your friends. Once again, a reminder to go check out the merch, chrisjames.shop. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.